Okay, I hit record, Papa. How old are you?
I am 71.
What would your race be?
My race would be white.
Your gender?
You are
Male.
And your class as of right now. What would you call yourself?
My class.
Like socio-economical, money status.
Average.
Average? Okay, so middle class? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, middle
Okay.
class.
How do you feel that society views you based on your race, gender, and class that you just told me?
Well, like I said, I don't base anything on race and gender and all. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I like the way I am.
Okay, how do you feel other people see you?
They see me as a 71-year-old white male.
Do you think they have any like stereotypes when they see you? Something that they think they know about you, but they don't?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Okay. How was your life growing up? Can you tell me a story?
Well, we just were poor. We got our clothes from Scissor and Roebuck catalog once a year,
Okay.
and we wore them to school.
Okay.
One pair of pants 2 days,
Okay.
and one pair 3 days, and you could take them off, and they were so stiff you could stand in them, jump right in them the next morning. We come home, we did our chores, we cut wood. I cut wood and toted coal in. My brother milked the cow and he helped tote the wood in. And my little spoiled sister didn't do nothing.
Okay.
That's-
How much younger is your spoiled sister?
She's two years younger than I
2
am.
years younger. Okay. What was your hometown?
Roxborough, North Carolina.
Okay, and that's where we are now.
Is that
So who did you live with when you were splitting wood?
live with my grandmama and granddaddy raised us.
Okay. And you're with your 2 siblings? Okay.
Brother and sister, yeah.
So what else were you exposed to besides cutting wood and doing coal?
Well, that was about all we had to do. We done that and done homework. We could play, do whatever we wanted to.
What kind of games did you play?
Well, back then we played cowboys and Indians, and my horse was a tobacco stick with a piece of twine tied around the top of it. That was the range in his head. And boy, I run all over them fields and hills down there with him.
Okay. How you identified yourself earlier, is that the same as how you identify with your race, gender, and class as your childhood?
Right.
Okay. Is there anything that they are, okay. Is there anything of your viewpoints or childhood experiences that you'd like to change?
No, but I don't believe in this mess putting the kids in time out. My grandma and granddaddy never put me in nothing, but one of them got a hold of this arm and went around my butt with a switch when I did something wrong, and I didn't do it no more.
Okay.
But I would have loved for them to have time out back then.
How many times do you think you would have gotten in timeout?
Probably twice a week.
Twice a week? I was thinking more like twice a day, but that's
Well,
okay.
I didn't want to say that. And okay, during school I'd have got in it maybe twice a week. During the summer it would have probably been 2 or 3 times a day when we
Okay.
were on summer break.
Okay. How was elementary school for you?
I never did like school.
How big was your class?
I was trying to see, it's probably, we had a split class really because we had 5th and 6th grade were together,
Okay.
and it was a pretty good sized class. I can't think exactly how many, maybe 20,
Okay. How far was your home away from school?
probably 5-6 miles.
Okay. Who are your friends and peers in school? Do you remember?
Not really. I had, let me think a little bit on that. With Wayne Colley, we used to play a lot together in school,
Okay.
and it was several more younger guys that I can't remember the names and all
Okay.
that.
What kind of materials did you have in school? Because like now they have like projectors and all these fancy computer things and lots of books and lots of papers. What about when you were in school?
We had a spelling book, an arithmetic book, a science book, and I think and a history book.
A history book? Were they like new books or were they like older books?
They were passed down
Passed down?
class to class.
Okay. Were you in school when they did segregation? Or resegregated the schools?
No.
No.
Now we did, what they call them then, issues, Indians?
Well, they talking about the, she's talking about the blacks.
No.
So the blacks, well, what about you're talking about the Saponi Indians?
Hmm.
So they,
They came, when I was probably in the 6th grade, they started going to high school there.
mhm.
And I'd say from the 8th grade on, something like that.
How was that?
It's all right, didn't have trouble. Few of them, you know, bumped heads a few times.
Was it like 2 or 3 Saponi Indians that came to school with you, or was it like a lot?
A lot of them,
Okay.
yeah. That's when they closed their school.
Okay. How do you think elementary school is now compared to what you went through? Based on like your gender, race, or class?
I wish I could answer that.
I think they learnt more from the books and stuff that we had then than they do now off of computers and teaching themselves.
Okay. Which, what would you do now if you could do it? Make an elementary school? Like if you were in charge of running it, would you only have your 3 or 4 books like you had in school, or would you have like all the subjects that they have now?
Well, now I have to say, I've noticed the kids and all now, you know, and the younger ones at church and all, they're a lot more, you know, smarter now, and they can answer a lot of questions that I say we couldn't back then.
Okay. So maybe they're doing something right?
Maybe they're doing something right.
Just a little bit though.
All
Just a little bit.
They mad if it's
So, compared to your peers that you remember in school or your childhood, how were you compared to them with your class? Were they all about in the same class, social economical class you were in?
Yeah, I guess so, 'cause I didn't go to school very long. I left school in the 7th grade.
Okay. Did you hang out with, or what was that?
I went to work, found me a job where I could make some money.
So where'd you go work at in the 7th grade?
I left and went to carpentering work with Dennis Gentry.
How long did you have that job?
I've done it off and on for a while, and then I helped Mr. Gentry with the swimming pool, and he had a hog farm. I helped, you know, with that too, feeding and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 6-7 day week job.
Okay. That worked. Did you hang out with a lot of the same or males when you were a child, or did you hang out with like males or females or maybe something else?
Just some of the males in
Okay.
school, yeah.
What about race? Did you hang out with a lot of other white kids, or
All of them was
all of them were
white.
white? Okay.
Mhm.
Were you around a lot of, or hung out with a lot of African Americans or Indians or Hispanics or anything like that?
During school?
School or your childhood?
No, not really, but I got to be a teenager and all. I knew I had several black friends, and
Mhm.
but it was a lot different then than it is now. They didn't talk about they were slaves and all that.
Okay,
They just like me. They were working and making it the best way they could.
I got you. I understand. So now we're gonna go into adulthood experiences. Do you believe that race, gender, and class, or they overlap? So maybe like with you being a white male, those two things together has taught you something compared to say if you were an Afro-American male?
I don't think so.
So you think, so in the 3 categories, what if you were a female and Hispanic and really rich, do you think you would have had a different life? Or a different life now?
If I'd been really rich, I probably would.
What would you have if your class was different by being very rich?
A 66 Chevelle Super Sport.
Just one?
Well, for each day of the week.
Okay, so 7 then. Okay. So what do you think your race, gender, and class has taught you? So being a white male in the middle class, what has it taught you?
I think it's taught me to be proud of who I am and what I am.
How often do you get taught to be proud, or how often do you reflect upon that?
Well, when I see some of these people out there acting stupid,
What do you mean by stupid?
well,
I do, but the video doesn't.
all right, for the blacks, they running around out hollering slavery, we're doing them wrong, tearing down statues and things like that of our fathers
And putting up black statues.
and putting up more black statues. Nobody's tearing them down, not yet.
Yeah.
But I'm working on how to figure that out.
Okay.
So, other than that's pretty good. That's about it.
Okay.
Is your teacher a black man?
She is a white female.
Oh, okay.
She's from not Winston-Salem, the other one, Wilmington. How does your race, gender, or class affect you when you walk into a new space? So if you got a new job, so like what if you went to go work at a new job like in South Boston?
Well, I'd have to, when I walked in, I'd speak to everybody. I'd say, how y'all doing and everything. And then if they didn't speak, the next day I went back, I wouldn't speak to them either. I said, well, two can play this game.
Okay. What about when you go into like a new social setting? What do you do?
He don't say nothing.
I'm pretty quiet and something like that.
Okay,
I
I agree
just-
with that.
I just observe and
Okay. So, like on your daily interactions, so like, what did you go anywhere today?
what's the town? Yep.
Okay, so how does your race, gender, and class affect your daily life of doing errands and stuff?
I just look at people and shake my head and go
Okay, okay.
on. Some of them.
Do you have a social media?
Yeah, I have Facebook.
Okay. How does your race, gender, and class affect your social media presence?
Well, if I see a lot I don't like on there, I just ignore it because I don't put nothing on there.
Okay.
I don't want to get things stirred up.
Do you like someone else's or any of your political views or class views or gender roles on Facebook or anything like that?
There's some people's stuff to put on there I like a lot.
Okay. Can you think of an example you could tell me? Or a story from Facebook?
No, not right off. I just think Peyton Office up here, my neighbor, he's a good Christian man. He puts a lot of good Christian stuff on there, and he keeps up with the presidents and all that, and he puts a lot of good stuff on there about that.
Okay. So is she your favorite person to follow on Facebook?
I don't really have a favorite person to follow.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever unfriended or blocked someone on Facebook? Based
Just-
on or
just-
anything?
Just one guy, I didn't like his language. I blocked him.
Okay. So just because what kind of language?
Ugly talk, cussing God's name in vain, stuff like that.
Okay. Have you ever felt less or more than someone when compared to other individuals of your family or your coworkers based on your race, gender, or class?
No.
Have you ever seen someone else do it?
Well, I've seen some of them that really thought they was something, but they won't.
I got you. How did they feel like they were something?
Well, they just thought they were better than you. Get 2 or 3 in a group, and that group stays together, and they run and tell the supervisor everything that the rest of them's doing to make them look good. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Okay, I understand. Did they have this group? Did they have anything in common, such as race, gender, or social economic status within your workplace?
No, they were just all pretty equal, you know, to each other. And
Okay.
come on up here. Come on.
Have you ever felt that race, gender, or class has affected your outcome in any criminal procedures?
No.
So, like, have you ever, like, dealing with a cop, like, going through, like, a roadblock? How was that for you?
It was fine. I didn't have any trouble with it.
So, like, when you pull up to the window, what does he say? Or when you pull up to the window?
He says, see your license and restoration.
And after you show it to him, what does he do?
He says, go ahead, Mr. Marshall. You'll be fine.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
They usually don't even know my name. They just say, thank you, I am.
Well, that's good. Call me by last name.
What about judges, lawyers, or any investigators? Have you ever had any cross a path with them?
No.
Are you sure? I've heard some bad stories about you when you were a young adult.
Well, I didn't have no trouble with the lawyers.
Oh,
That was just the ones that got me to the lawyer's office I had troubles
You
with.
never had a lawyer.
I ain't never had a lawyer.
okay. When evaluating your life this far, what is the biggest change in your area of race? Anything? Maybe something you've been exposed to or seen that you've experienced?
I hadn't experienced any
Okay.
problems. No.
What about your gender? How do you think that society has changed the viewpoint of different genders over time?
Well, I think they're going crazy with it, but you know, that's just my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, you take a man and change it to a woman, and a woman and change it to a man. That ain't the way God meant for it to be.
Okay, I agree. What?
Leave him alone. She's filming you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's okay. I see Spanky in it. What about class? How do you think some changes have happened in Roxborough over the last 70 years?
Yeah,
Everything in Roxborough has changed. I mean, everything used to be on Main Street in Roxborough. And now since they put the boulevard down there, everything's on the boulevard or either going on south toward Durham.
Okay. Is there anything you would change about your life with race, gender, and class?
No, I just get my hair back.
Okay. How would that affect your race, gender, or class to get your short hairs back?
It wouldn't do no good. It wouldn't help any, I don't think.
Okay.
It would make me feel better, but it wouldn't help nobody else.
Is there any comments you'd like to make about race, gender, or class?
No, it's just something that it's all messed up now. I mean, just like I said about the men and the women and so forth, and the women marrying women, men marrying men, you know, stuff like that just isn't right. It isn't right at all. And other than that, like I say, I just don't bother them. They don't bother me.
I understand. All right. Well, thank you for this interview. I appreciate it.
One
Y'all
day,
have a good
one day I
time
get
tomorrow.
my check.
I'll make you some cookies.
Okay, that sounds good.
You can fix it and cut it off.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.